Welcome to Labatt Buffalo Main Event. Bob Gaughan along with Brad Ryder, and coming up on today's show, Brad and I will discuss the red-hot Buffalo Sabres, Jim Kelly's comments about keeping the Bills in town, and we'll also discuss sports with Jerry Sullivan of the Buffalo News. But Brad, we start things off with the Buffalo Bills. They went into the fourth quarter up 21-17 on the New York Giants, wound up losing 38-21. The fourth quarter implosion, Brad. Your thoughts on it?
Good word, implosion. What a absolute disaster. I can't put into words how awful I think that game was for this team. As it turns out, being out of the playoffs, who cares? Eventually, a couple months from now, we're going to be talking about the draft, and I think I want to lose yesterday's game, but that was no kind of fun at all for a team that sold out its entire home regular season. Unbelievable. Unbelievable what we were dealing with here.
For the second straight week.
2 weeks in a row.
There's two things that bother me. One is the defense can't stop the run. You look at that defense, undersized at maybe 9 or 10 of the 11 positions, right? Everybody on the defensive line is undersized. 2 of the 3 linebackers, probably 3 of the 4 defensive backs are undersized. No, I wonder why they can't stop Jamal Lewis or Jacobs. Well, that's probably one of the reasons why. They need a big guy in there. And then the cheapness of this organization cost them because of special teams. Who's the guy that is involved with every special teams play? The long snapper. Bruce DeHaven quoted earlier this year saying he's the most important guy on special teams. The Bills, cheap, get rid of their guy from last year that was great. Why? Because he cost more money, and Dan Neal, for the second straight week, has cost this Bills with a bad snap back to the punter. Yeah,
it was just a train wreck again.
Talking about the train wreck, that was Trent Edwards' play. Trent Edwards, really bad again in bad weather. Is this your quarterback, Brad?
Not my quarterback. It's your quarterback. You were begging for this guy, right? This is the guy that Buffalo's been clamoring for to get this guy in the lineup, right? Remember when they drafted J.P. Lossman? Big part of that was he can throw. To me.
That's part of being a quarterback?
It's a big deal that a quarterback can throw the football. And Trent Edwards doesn't seem to have that capability. So
well, let me defend
I like him. I like him as a guy. I like him as a rookie. I'll give him that. If he can't get his ball to cut through the wind at Ralph Wilson Stadium or at Cleveland Browns Stadium last week, is that a guy you can marry yourself to? I think no. And I keep coming back to, I like how he manages the game. I like how he thinks through the game. Can't throw.
Well, can I defend him in this one sense? And that is that he's got one receiver on the team, right? Lee Evans had a bad game yesterday.
And by bad game, you mean bad year.
He's been awful. He's been awful, and he causes an interception. We should have had that. He's got one receiver on the team. Roscoe Parrish maybe as a third, but doesn't have a second receiver. And we please cut every tight end on the roster. I don't want to see one of these guys back next year.
There are tight ends on the roster? Is that
Gaines and Royal are horrible, absolutely horrible. And to make matters worse, in the bad weather, they put both of them on the field at the same time. I don't want to see either of these guys ever again on a Bills roster after the last game of the season.
Right, when they're trying to get a better draft pick. Keep them in for now. Next year, no.
So, I mean, that is, you have to admit, I mean, that is one thing. He is going up against a tough situation in the fact that he only has one good receiver on the team, and that guy, in Lee Evans, is having an off year.
Plus, he can't throw. So, I mean, you combine those things, and yeah, you're in rough shape.
Third topic is the Buffalo Sabres. Let's talk about something good. Yes, the red-hot Buffalo Sabres, who had a great, absolutely phenomenal week. They are around 2 points out of second place, but they're 3 points out of 10th place. Everything kind of bunched together in the Eastern standings.
Yeah, this is what we keep talking about. This is a streaky type of team, or a team at least that is capable of putting together this type of a streak. And right now, things are going very well for them. This past weekend was just phenomenal. The 2 games against Philadelphia, I mean, I was at the home game. I wasn't in Philly. Felt playoff-ish, if you will. And it was just a tremendous atmosphere, and they fought through some adversity. They fought through some horrific officiating and came out with a couple of victories over the course of the weekend against a team we talked last week about. This is one of those this is the kind of week where they can really make up some ground, and they did, because they were playing against a team that was right with them in the standings just a few days ago.
And even the game before that against the Islanders, Miller stealing a game. How long
42 saves?
Yeah, 42 saves. How long have we talked about how it would be nice if Ryan Miller could steal a game? He stole a game, and he extended the winning streak by stealing a game. 42 saves, by far the best player on the ice. And then they go in, and then they show the toughness. And that was the other thing that we had talked about. Where is the toughness on this team? Spacek, he played, I think, the best game he ever played in that first game against Philadelphia, knocking people around. They showed the toughness. Philly, you knew it was going to be a physical game. Then Philly coming back the next night, you knew it was going to try and play the physical angle. And the Sabres were able to stand toe-to-toe with them on a physical nature and win both hockey games. Boy, I thought that really boded well. Not just the victories, but how they won was great.
Yeah, and Spacek, I'm so glad I was right about him. Last year, I think a lot of people were down on him. The immediate thing was to compare him to Jay McKee, because Jay McKee went away, Jaromir Spacek comes in, and Spacek didn't quite do what they were looking for out of him last year. And I was hoping, and I had my fingers crossed, and I thought I was right, and I think I am now. He just didn't have a very good year. That's all it was.
He was out of shape.
It was a good sign. Right.
He was out of shape.
He was a little out of shape. It was a good signing, and all of a sudden, he has just become an absolute beast for this team. And I've been very impressed with his play, and he's starting to show his work.
Coming up next on Labatt Buffalo Main Event, Brad Ryder and I will discuss your emails. It's the Old Restaurant and Lounge email segment. Up next on Labatt Buffalo Main Event.
Short-term memory loss is something we all joke about. I forgot where I put my keys. I forgot what I wanted when I walked into the room. Those are common occurrences that happen to absolutely every person. And there's places out there that can help assess whether or not your loved one is really in the earlier stages of having a true memory impairment problem, or if it's just the routine forgetfulness that comes with day-to-day life. Bristol Village offers an exclusive memory care program, so call for help early.
Bristol Home in Bristol Village. Assisted living where family matters.